Hey guys, just a quick video on how to produce your exploded assembly drawing. All I've done is I've gone to File and I've come down here to Standard MM, and it's an IPN drawing, and that's going to allow me to open up a file like this, and then you'll go into, I think it was under File, and you place in your item, or it might prompt you when you open it up. Can't quite remember, but it's simple as. What I need to do first is arrange this so that I can start pulling it apart and showing it ready for the exploded view. One problem I have encountered is that the spindle and the handle aren't aligned very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these items, and if I hold down Shift, or I cast a web on them, like a lasso, I can select items and manipulate just the ones that are highlighted blue. So I'm going to go to Tweak, and I'm going to go to Rotate, and if I click on my view, what I'm going to try and do is grab this, rotate it around so that it lines up now, and then I click on the green tick. From there, what I want to do is get myself a nice view of the item. You can use Shift and the mouse wheel if you like, and a nice view of the item for how I'm going to start pulling it apart. And so you need to take into consideration the spindle's going to go back and the handle's going to go out like that. So what I might even do is spin it around, just tilt it like that. Okay, so what I can do now is I can select the spindle and the handle caps. I'm going to go to Tweak Component, and if I select one of these axes, so the X, Y, and Z, if I select that axis, I can tell it to move back. So if I said go back 50 mil, not quite enough, I might try for 80, and then I just click on the green tick. What I've done is I've left the spindle there, showing that when it comes together, the spindle cap needs to be inserted from this side. Then I've got my spindle. I'm now going to show how the handle pulls apart. I'm going to leave that cap where it is, and I'm just going to select these two items. So they're blue, this is still grey. Tweak Component, select the axes in which I want the component to go, and if I was to go, just as a guess, 40 mil, that's looking pretty good. Here's an example of what wouldn't be looking very good if I was to say 20 mil. So I've pulled it out, but I haven't shown the end of this handle coming out of the part. So that's why I recommend you pull the handle out a little bit more so you can see a clear gap there. I then click on my little green tick, and I've pretty much created my exploded view, which would be pretty simple for anyone to view and get a grasp of how this tool gets assembled. From here, guys, you can save this drawing and then open up another template, and you can place it as a base view, get it into the right orientation that you like, that shows all the parts. This isn't too bad. The only thing I don't like about this is that our spindle is slightly shadowed by one of the handle caps. So I might tweak that a little bit later on, but it's good enough for this example. Now, one thing that you will get are these lines that show, the movement of the parts. I'm not the biggest fan of them unless they're directly linked into how the part goes together. So probably better we get rid of them, and it's just your trails. So if you double click, like I just did, on the item, then click on Show Trails, click OK. There's one there, so it should go away. Yep, they've gone away. I can then go into Annotate. I can finish off putting on my balloons. So click on the part, left click, right click, continue. From there, I can import a parts list by selecting the view, click OK. might have to modify this a little bit. I'll move some things around because I don't want the parts list there. It's copied my last settings by putting the heading down the bottom and the numbers starting at 1 on the bottom, which is good. So I should be able to move that around. And my balloons follow, which is cool. What I might even do is flip this drawing. So we'll see what happens. I don't want to bore you with this, but basically you would set up your page so that it all fits, and you've got your title block, your parts list again, and your balloons. And to get rid of the line tracing, just double click on the drawing and change the setting there. You can also change how the drawing looks by double clicking on it, and you can change your visual style there. And that should pretty much do you for task 14 to create an exploded assembly. Keep in mind you do need to change your title block for the appropriate scale. So we can see here I'm half scale at the moment. So you would change the scale there, and the name of the drawing would be your exploded assembly drawing.